Show us. What's going on, beautiful people? My name is CEO Brother Henry. We are back with another episode of Hustle and Humor. It's unscripted, meaning we about to have fun. We about to do it for the culture. Entrepreneurs, make sure y'all tap in. You're gonna come, you're gonna learn something today, but at the same time, we're gonna have fun while doing it, and we're gonna represent for the culture. And I know y'all not mad at representing for the culture, right? If y'all don't know, I own Kika First Academy. I'm one of the co-founders. We are K-12. All of our students got to start small businesses. They all got to publish a minimum of one book a year. So we know a little bit of something about entrepreneurship, just a little bit, but we're going to have fun today, all right? Today, I got a very special guest in the building. My brother, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us all about you, man.
All right, my name is Chris Banks. I am the founding and owner of Course Corrections. I do DUI evaluations for the courts, something I got into. I've been in the substance abuse field about 20 years. I also do various things in the community. I know you've seen me many places.
Absolutely.
I do security work. I work with the school system, pretty much all the way around doing things. But I decided this year that I wanted to start my own venture, and I've been working in the substance abuse field, as I said, 20 years. I found something I was interested in and decided I wanted to do it. So I started to follow up, and I opened my business this year. So
That's what's up. I like that. See,
Man, it feel good to hear something like outside. I'm a barber.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to hit that point. I don't sell shea butter. I don't sell lotion.
I landscape,
You know what
cut
I'm saying?
grass.
I don't got gloss. I don't sell lip gloss. You know what I'm saying? I sell hair.
I got
on
plates.
Temu,
I got
you know?
plates for sale.
Yeah, plates for sale. Like it's so relieving because things like that are good. Especially now you're talking governance. Now you're talking about stuff that because one, I'm anti-DUI. First of all, I'm anti-DUI. So if you out there drinking and driving, man, just call an Uber.
Yep.
It's super simple. Like that. That's the cheap solution. But he's gonna tell you about more than just a cheap solution. But if you understand correctly, just call an Uber, man, or Lyft or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Just call an Uber, man. So, all right. Well, listen, y'all. Here at Hustle and Humor, you know that it's unscripted. None of this. He's not prepared for nothing that he's about to. He don't know what he's about to run into. All right. But he's about to run into what we call the Hustle Bowl. And the Hustle Bowl is where we start to have a little bit of fun. So what we gonna do, my man? Right. We gonna pull this out.
Shake that mug up, man.
It's got a bunch of questions in here. I don't know what's coming. You just gonna pull whatever question, and then we're gonna kick it off.
all right. What do you sell, but ironically have a hard time buying for yourself? What do I sell that I have a hard time buying for myself? Well, I don't consume alcohol, so I'm never going to get a DUI. So that's probably the one thing I would say. I can't really buy my product. I would just because of the fact that one, I don't drink, but two, I don't drink and drive. So the combination of doing both. Probably never going to happen for me.
So. Yeah, the poster child of listen.
Hey, he's supposed to hit us with the.
The poster child. Hey, I personally don't drink myself, so I understand. I'll never be in his program, y'all. So I support the business, but I'll never be in the program because I don't drink alcohol. Sorry to let y'all know. All right, you can pull another question. We're gonna collect them. We're gonna make sure we hit all the colors that's in there. There's a bunch of colors in there.
All right.
We got orange. We got an orange question, y'all.
Yeah, here we go.
Orange is good.
All right. What's one mistake that taught you a very powerful lesson? Okay. The biggest mistake I think I have, especially in the work setting, I had a difficult time working with people. I wanted to be an independent person, and I realized that when I started using the community a little bit more, getting more people involved, I was able to get more things done. So one of the things I can tell you, in the past couple of years, I joined Phi Beta Sigma fraternity.
Okay, shout out to y'all.
Yeah, Blue Phi.
See y'all. Blue Phi. I see y'all out there.
So in that venture, it was giving me an opportunity to connect with more people in the community, to involve myself in the things that they do. You know, we do a lot of public service stuff. So, you know, that gave me an opportunity to connect with more people in the community that I wasn't able to do in the past. So, and you know, not knowing the community and not getting involved with a lot of people made it rough for me. So I realized that when I started using the community and getting involved, then I noticed that it was a big improvement.
Lesson to all entrepreneurs out there. You might start your business. And when you start your business, you're gonna have to wear every single hat. But I promise you as a business coach that you cannot grow your business unless you build a team. You have to build a team. Like, you might want to do everything, but you can't do the marketing and the sales and the systems and run operations and do customer service. Like, you got to build a team eventually. And it's as entrepreneurs, let me ask you this. When you got to like relinquish something to somebody else to do that, you like, I know I can do this perfectly, right? So you might be 100% and the person you hire might be like an 80%. What does it take for you to get to the trust level where you're like, oh, do I want to get past the range to the 80% or do I want to keep it myself at 100%?
I try to look for people to have the same drive. So if somebody has the same drive that I do or show that level of initiative, that's when I'm like, okay, I'm more likely to relinquish that. If you make a mistake, that's fine. I think a lot of times people automatically assume it's going to be a bad thing, something's going to go wrong. But in my mindset, it's more or less like you're there to learn. Or you're there to do it. If you make a mistake, you just make a mistake.
Gotcha.
So I don't have a problem relinquishing things to other people when those situations occur. But I mean, there are times where I was like, I probably can do it better, but then I do, you know.
Yeah, that's tough. I know that's tough. People like, ooh.
Yeah, you want to delegate things to someone else.
Well, I'd be like, move out the way.
Yeah, watch out, man. Watch out, man. I got this, man. Hold on. Entrepreneurs, you got to learn to grow. All right, you can draw another question. We're going to keep the questions coming. We got a gang of them. We're going to keep them coming.
All right, let's see. What's one message of hope your brand sends to the next generation? One of the things I'm going to do that's going to be part of my business, not at this particular point, but at some point I want to try to make sure that I get to talk to teenagers that are starting to drive. Knowing them, letting them know the dangers of what happens when they are involved with the system, especially with DUIs. You know, we do a lot of things related to or connecting. Once we get people into those programs, we want to put them in a situation where they learn like some of the effects. And I mean, it's not just, you know, obviously having a DUI accident or hurting someone in that situation is one thing of it, but also how alcohol impacts the body. So, you know, there are certain things that alcohol does to the body. I mean, there's things that will develop in your system, your liver damage, those type of things. Right. I want to make sure that at some point I'm able to start educating the youth. I do work in the school system, so as well. So I'm hoping that at some point I can merge the two and kind of get that flex.
That's tough. Let me tell you why I appreciate what you're doing, why it's tough. Because you still got to compete, especially if you're talking to teenagers. Yeah. You got to compete against, and even though it's not as popular as it was when we was younger, you got to compete against like the rap video, right? Yeah. In a rap video, there's no consequences for your actions, right? Right. You could throw money in the air, you could pop bottles, you could
hang your foot out the window.
Man, you know what I'm saying? But I seen a video of a girl hanging out the car. She was probably a little tipsy, and she didn't see that sign coming.
Oh yeah.
And it hit her. Yeah.
And then it's Final Destination. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. So you got to compete against like just pop culture, because pop culture makes it sound like you go hit a bottle, get lit. Once you lit, the party is up. You know what I'm saying? But they don't ever talk about like STDs, consequences, or they don't ever talk about DUI. They don't ever talk about, you know, who shoots up the party, not coming home from a house party. Like none of those consequences get talked about, but the video looks amazing.
Yeah, you know and I mean, a lot of times when those type of, like I said, I am competing with social media and those type of things, rap videos. What happens is that they sell them on the idea. They never sell them on the consequences. They always sell them on the fun. I mean, obviously, you watch sporting events, you see beer commercials all the time.
Absolutely.
I've never seen a beer commercial where somebody's having a bad day, right? You know, so in those situations, you know, they sell them on the idea that, you know, this is always fun all the time. But, you know, seeing someone, you know, doing a, you know, like a DUI situation where they're having problems or losing their family because they're an alcoholic, you know, those type of things are never really sold to the public. You know, it's always a good time is associated with drinking. And a lot of times the negative consequences never get sold. So.
You cut this up right here and you can post this to your people. But I'm going to tell you what's one thing that's fun that you could do without drinking. Is if you're in an event where everybody else is drinking and you're the one sober person,
you can sit in the room,
it's
hilarious. Yes, it's
everybody
hilarious.
Else look crazy.
It is funny.
You're like, yo, what's going on?
And so, like I said, I don't drink. I never had a real history of doing that. You know, I kind of like fell into this field on accident. So, but even watching people at parties from my youth all the way till now, it's hilarious watching people's behavior in those situations.
Pull up to a wedding, pull up to the club, pull up to a bar, wherever. Oh man.
And I do security for weddings, so which is entertaining to watch people be intoxicated in those situations. You know. So
y'all ain't gonna catch your boy lacking, man. I'm out here, team water out here. Okay, I barely could drink a pop. Every once in a while, I might. You can pull another question.
All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right. What's the most misunderstood part about what you do? One of the understood things about what I do is that My goal with anything, especially with this situation or working with, I've worked in substance abuse for over 20 years, and I can tell you one of the misunderstood things is that people think that that it can't impact them, but they don't look at they don't foresee what can happen as a result of their behavior. So as I watched over the years, I mean, I worked in drug court for a decade, and I saw a lot of people die of heroin overdoses. So,
crazy.
and then I look at, you don't see the impact that it has on the family. So you don't see, what's happening to their kids, what's happening to the other family members once they're gone, And I mean, obviously with violence, you can see it, hey, someone dies, you see the visuals and those type of things. But when it comes to substance abuse, someone abuses a substance to a point where they end up losing their life, you don't see the ripple effect on it. And when I first came into this field, I didn't take it as seriously when I first started. And one of the people that I was working with passed away. And the impact that had on me, watching it, we had to tell his kid, the kid was like 6, so we had to break the news to his kid.
Crazy.
And just understanding like what happens to those kids, like how does the family move forward with those situations. So that's probably one of the things that people misunderstand the most about my field.
It's crazy. I always thought, I was in, me and my wife was out in Vegas not too long ago, and as we was walking from like Circus towards like Planet Hollywood, like towards down that area, I seen this brother outside jonesing, like on the street, like, full heroin, everything, like, but in the middle of the street. And I asked myself, one, I had to say a prayer to God, like, to be thankful I wasn't in that situation. But I was wondering, like, what happens that, like, because when you're 6 years old, when you're 10 years old, when you're 15 years old, nobody, like those old commercials, like, nobody ever says, when I grow up, I want to be a junkie.
Right.
But, like, what happens that you get to that point? Because for me, I'm an 80s baby. So I grew up in crack cocaine America.
Yep.
Right?
I
seen crackheads and what they was becoming. So I was like, yo, no matter what happens when I get older, I might have smoked some weed, I might have drunk some liquor, I might have experimented there, but I saw crack. And I was like, yo, ain't no, you know what I'm saying?
There's
like,
no way
crack,
I'm gonna do
there's
that.
no way.
Yep.
So like, what happens from your professional point of view? Like, how do people get to that point where, like, now, at one point you're a young man, young woman, 15, you got dreams, you're in high school, maybe going to college, whatever, to now you're jonesing on Las Vegas Boulevard in broad daylight, you know what I'm saying? Like, just out in the middle of the street.
It could be a myriad of things. I mean, one, we don't offer, especially in our community, we don't offer enough help. So I know a lot of times we have programs, but like they don't educate us on how you can get to that situation.
Right.
And if you're seeing it in the community, plus the thing is that we, like you said, you said earlier, we promote using that in a positive way.
Right.
Using substances in a positive way. When we sell that idea to the public, I mean, especially to our kids and everything that we do. Think of the kids. I mean, like I said, I've worked in the system. I've seen young kids start smoking weed when they're 13. I see kids start drinking when they're 17, So when you're having that access and they're seeing it as a good time. I've heard the saying, or I hear people say sometimes that, I can't have a good time unless there's alcohol involved, or I can't have a good time unless somebody's smoking weed. Like, that's the type of stuff that happens, but what they don't understand, you're not using it in moderation. You more than likely, if you're doing it to, get lit or have a great time, you're overusing it into a point where you lose control. And that's where you're ending up seeing the junkie on the street. And one of the things I would tell you, a lot of times we associate with we see the junkie on the street. That's an extreme.
Right.
We have people that struggle with alcohol every day.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's facts.
one of the things I will point out to you, I just read a report. I mean, Rockford, Winnebago County has the second highest number of DUIs in the state of Illinois. And that's a stat that, people aren't aware of, but think about how many drunk drivers we have to even get to that point.
Man.
I mean, we're competing with Chicago and we're second,
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yep.
I'm thinking about too, like, culturally, like, a lot of people self-medicate.
Yep.
Because we don't
to deal with
we
depression.
Don't do mental therapy.
We don't do
mental
therapy.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's about coping.
And that's one of the things I'll tell you. A lot of people use substances to cope with things.
Yep, it's about coping.
Medical or physical or psychological. We're using alcohol or drugs just to cope with those things.
Man.
So we have if somebody's having a bad day, the first thing that you do is go home and have a drink. You're having, something's going rough, or, one of the things I would see a lot is that when people would struggle with depression, or they would struggle with, losing family, like a funeral, like a spouse or something, or a family member, they turn to substances to help them feel better. And
It'd be hard to create those new habits.
right.
You know
And I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
like I said, we don't enforce mental health in our community anyway. So since we don't enforce that or like push people in that direction when they need help, like I'm strong, I don't need help. Nobody,
Right. Strong friend.
right. And that strong front is detrimental because then when you get to something that can help you feel better, you're going to use that substance. And that's how we get into those
I hope
situations.
y'all picking up what he putting down.
Yeah.
I hope y'all catching these gems. Like I hope y'all catching what's. All right, you can hit another question.
All right.
I hope y'all paying attention right now.
Right.
Let's see where we at. Let's see.
What's your most bougie entrepreneur habit?
Ooh, that's
Okay.
Ooh, you gotta shake that
I'm not
up.
gonna lie to you. I get that. The best way I can describe my personality is probably Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I'm not gonna lie.
Loving
if
it.
you know me,
I was thinking more Braxton.
yeah, Braxton. Yeah, Braxton from Jamie Foxx show. Yeah, you're gonna get that vibe from me. I'm not gonna lie. That's one of the things about me. So I kind of carry myself a certain way. If you know me personally, eventually, I kind of loosen up. But for the most part, yeah, I'm that polo dressing, khakis. I'm that guy. So a lot of times, I kind of pass that off to my son as well. Not the dressing, but the mannerism. So, but yeah, most people that know me know that I'm kind of carrying myself a certain way, So that's bougie is probably the word that probably best describes me on most occasions. I'm not gonna lie. So, but yeah, that's one of my things. So.
I like it. Hey, listen, y'all. Y'all be calling us squares. Y'all be saying we lame. But let me tell you something. In the Black financial literacy movement that happened, most of the people that was giving y'all information was scammers.
Yeah.
Most of the people that was giving y'all information that had swag, that had the drip, that was showing you the cash that was out there, was telling you go commit bank fraud, go commit auto loan fraud.
Wow.
They was giving y'all all types of different fraud to go commit, and y'all was saying they got the sauce, so we gonna run with it. But meanwhile, the squares, the lames, those of us who professionals, we stayed in our lane.
Yep.
We did what we supposed to do, and guess what? A lot of people might have made a lot of money. You might have got your PPP loan for $100,000, but now you about to spend the next 6 years in a federal penitentiary. So all I'm saying is, before you come judge people and be like, oh, this person is this, look at the long-term effects. Because me personally, I want to get financial advice from somebody who's a professional. I don't want to get my financial advice from somebody at some Instagram page who they say come run the play, and then you run the play, and then you realize everybody running the play going to jail. That's crazy to me. Anyway, I just had to throw that in there. We hit the next question. That's insane to me.
Henry always gonna come up for the what you call them, the nerds.
Oh, man, I gotta represent, man. This is my Marvel films and week books, you hear me? I gotta ride for us, you know what I'm saying? I gotta ride, man.
All right. What systems, tools, or routines keep you grounded? My family keeps me grounded.
Like that.
I can tell you this, that my family is my number one thing. Anybody that knows me and say, I focus on my family. I want my family. I had a rough childhood, so I wanted to grow up in an environment where I can not give them everything, but like put them in a position where they don't need anything. So one of the things that keeps me grounded with them is like keeping a routine in place for them, trying to get the things for them that they need, take care of things. People that know me, they see me on Facebook. I'm always posting about what my kids are doing all the time. I've been married almost 20 years.
Okay, salute to that.
So the goal with
Black
that
love
is
matters.
and the key is that, I want to set the example. Like at the end of the day, when I'm down for the count for life, and I want to make sure that everybody knows I did everything I could for my family.
That's what's up.
So they keep me grounded and they keep me focused. So some of the things that have happened over the years, I kind of make sure I'm focused for them, because I know that, there are struggles. There's things that you're going to hit rough patches, but I want to make sure that they get everything that they need.
Hey, Vin Diesel sitting back right now doing like this, listen to this answer on the Fast and Furious set.
Family.
You feel me? Vin Diesel. Shout out to Vin Diesel. Fast and Furious 27 coming soon.
Right.
You feel me? All right, you can drop
All
on
right,
the
let's
questions.
see
We
what-
almost through the questions. We're going to do a few more questions, and we're going to move on to the next segment.
Okay.
Turn that.
Oh, yeah, let's start giving them.
Finish this sentence. You're not a real entrepreneur until you make an impact. So, like I said, over the years, like I said, I do a lot of different things, work related, those type of things, but I never really felt I made an impact. And I felt like once I, decided to open a business, I knew what kind of impact that was going to have on our community. So I knew now that everything is in place. I said it took a little while. You got to go through the government situations. Department of Human Services with my field specifically. But once doors open, met that first client, I became that real entrepreneur once that person sat down with me and I was able to do that.
I love it. I love it. I'm gonna tell you why too. When we opened up the beauty supply store, even though we had a business and even though young people could be like, oh, we got Rockford's first black-owned beauty supply store, it didn't have the same impact, right?
No.
Because I was like, yeah, we selling hair or whatnot, but like, it's not a real lot of impact selling hair, right? Let's just keep it a buck, right? Like, you come to my store, you get some lotion, you get your hair products and all that. Okay, you maybe shop with us, don't shop with the Koreans or the Arabs maybe, but it's impact for young people to see it, so you can own something, but it's not impact on a level where now you're touching generations going through. It's like my family's gonna make money if you shop with us, and we'll be a staple in the community. We'll give back, like we donated scholarships and stuff.
Yep.
But I didn't experience real impact till we started a school, and then once we started a school, and I was able to touch the minds of young people, and I was like, oh, this is different. This is what impact really is like. So I feel that, man. Impact is important.
My ultimate goal is for them to see, like that they can do other things outside of what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
I mean, you like you said, hair, food, those type of things. Yeah, they're there.
Yeah.
But I want them to see that you can run a business outside of those like tacit things that they normally see.
Absolutely. I love it. All right, we're going to the last question. We're going to move on to the next segment.
All right. So, let's see. If your business had a theme song, what would it be?
That's a good one.
Business had a theme song, what would it be?
Yeah, hey, that's a good one to go out on. That's a good one to go out on.
Business had a theme song, what would it be? That's a hard one.
Theme song.
At this point, I say Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube.
Okay,
Probably.
Okay.
So just everything, waking up, those type of things, going through the day, everything being positive. So yeah, I'd say that's probably the best theme song to describe.
Hey, for his business, the absolute worst song is Gin and Juice.
Gin and Juice, yeah. Gin and Juice is probably
worst song
well.
is Gin and Juice.
I mean,
what could be worse than
Yeah.
rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on Gin and Juice? You're coming to see him,
I mean, technically you'll end up meeting me if you do that. So it's probably
Gin and Juice is the absolute worst song that y'all want to.
Yeah, so if it didn't have a theme song, that would probably be it.
Oh, Hey, Snoop! Shout out to Uncle Snoop, but yeah, we can't use your theme song. For
No.
I'm sorry, man. We good. We're gonna move to this next section. Section.
Take that off the table.
Oh yeah, we don't need this no more. We good here. All right, this next section that we're about to move into, we like to call this Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
It's called Trespass or Full Pass.
Okay.
Trespass.
Okay.
Full pass. This is for the culture.
Okay.
So when we get here, we're gonna ask you some questions. Now, next time you come, these will be different questions, but they're the same this time. We're gonna ask you some questions to qualify for the culture.
Oh,
so that
okay.
way, our people that's watching get to be like, oh, okay, I can relate.
Yep.
So we're gonna start hard. They'll get easier as we go through.
Oh, okay, okay.
But you should be able to answer these questions, at least some of these questions.
Okay.
All right. Question number 1. I need you to finish these lyrics to this song.
Oh,
all
okay.
right? The lyrics say, "Keep on with the force, don't stop."
Don't stop.
If you need a clue, we can give you a clue.
Give me a clue. Give me a clue.
All right. You're gonna keep on with the force, don't stop. Don't stop until when?
Till you get enough?
Till you get enough. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Super simple, right? Now, young people watching, like, what is he talking about? Don't worry about it.
Yep.
We'll culture y'all. That's why it's for the culture, all right? All right. Next question.
I'm kind of excited. That was the high bar.
That was it. All right. Next question. Black people have been known to say that Michael Jackson was saying, "Mama say, Mama sa, mumakusa." But what is Michael Jackson actually saying?
I'm not sure.
I think this is new knowledge.
Hey,
Yeah,
this
this
is
is new
definitely
knowledge.
this came about with the TikTok era. Okay?
It's just got off the vote.
Because most of my adult life, Mama say, Mama sa, mumakusa.
That was just, that was just, that's what I thought it was. Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely.
this Swahili, what's going on? What is this, right? What Michael Jackson is actually saying is, I'm going to say it one more time, I'm not going to stop.
Okay.
Now, my daughter was here.
Say it one more time.
Yeah, it's crazy when you listen to it, you're like, yo, he actually is saying that. That's crazy.
Words.
Because for the most of my life, he's been, it's got to be a Mandela effect.
Is it
Somebody
right?
watching,
Yep.
let me know if this is a Mandela effect or not, all right? We got to know, all right? All right, we're going to go on to the next one.
Okay.
Finish these. Now, here's a clue.
Okay.
The 2 lyrics above was Michael Jackson. That's your clue.
Okay.
All right. Beyonce said in her song Formation, I like my baby hair with baby hair and afros. I like my Negro nose with...
You got me on the Beyonce.
Hey, Beehive. Listen,
Hey,
Beehive.
I
gotta make
I'm
this-
gonna make some enemies with the Beehive.
I gotta let the Beehive know. Listen, don't come for hustle and humor, okay? We don't have nothing. We just host the guest here, okay?
His name.
As I mentioned the bougie question, some of those lyrics might be foreign to me. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
Listen, we're gonna give them the answer, but Beehive, I need y'all to show us grace and mercy. This is only
Please.
episode 2.
Please,
We
absolutely.
still trying to get it together. Don't come for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we by the next episode we will have it, okay? All right. Beyonce said, I like my baby hair with baby hair and afros. I like my Negro nose with Jackson 5 nostrils.
Oh, okay.
Shout out to Beyonce. What up, B? All right, we're going to move on. Now, this is a super easy question, all right? Super easy question.
Okay.
Steve Urkel got fresh and upgraded by entering his machine and becoming who?
Oh, Stefan.
Stefan.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah,
There
I
we
watch
go.
Family, man.
That's for the culture. We already
I was
do
there
that.
I was there every Friday night.
We do that.
I was there for tea. It was Urkel was his
Oh,
last
no,
name.
got
Yeah.
the bonus points. We up,
Yeah.
hey,
Cancel out the other one.
hey. The men,
I hope
the
I
men
made up
guests-
for the Beyonce.
All our male guests, we up right now, 200 points. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, last question.
Yep.
The urban cult classic made getting fired on your off day a popular phrase. What urban cult classic made getting fired on your off day a popular phrase?
Getting fired on your day off. That would be Craig. That would be Friday.
That's Friday. Let's
Yeah.
go. Hey, listen. Yo, for the culture, he definitely represented. So y'all gotta make sure y'all check out the business then. So we're gonna get to our last segment. Before we do, tell them where they can find you at on social media or any place they can find you.
You can find me at Course Correction on Facebook at the moment. So, and my business is in Newtown Plaza on State Street in Rockford. So if you hoping that you don't need my services, but like I said, as I venture into the community more about working with the juveniles and the youth, so hopefully you see me out there. But Facebook is where to find me.
I love it. All right, this last segment, we call this hot sauce.
Okay.
It's called hot sauce because you're gonna give all the entrepreneurs watching the sauce. You're gonna tell them from your perspective, you're gonna give them whatever game that they need, and the floor is yours. So you can tell them whether it's how to build a business, whether it's, struggles you had to go through, whether it's, what they should expect, how they should move, like whatever game you want to give them, this is the time for them to tune in, get their pad and pencil out and take notes, and you're gonna give them some free game right quick.
Okay.
Just give them the hot sauce.
One thing I would tell you to have, especially if you want to start a new venture like I did, is patience. You need to have patience. It took me almost 7 months to actually get off the ground, primarily because it requires state verification, making sure that you're viable, making sure that you know what you're doing, make sure you have the skills. So it took me almost 7 months for the state to get me started. So I had to be patient, and there were days where I was extremely frustrated. But I came out, and once the doors came open, we were good. But yeah, having patience is probably the biggest thing. Over my lifetime, I like to read. There's a couple of books that keep me grounded and focused. Think and Grow Rich. There's one by Napoleon Hill, the industrialist back in the 30s, but also there's a remake version of that by Dennis Kimbrough. So I read that book. I've read it most of my life. I kind of keep a copy of it just so I can know. But it teaches you kind of how to navigate. Working with people, working, in those type of ventures, or being involved with the community. So that's one of if you want to learn something about entrepreneurship or learn about how to carry yourself in a business aspect, that book is fire when it comes to that. Another thing I would tell you is that, like I said, rely on the community. I try to put myself out there as much as possible in the community, especially when I started to look into this venture. I can say shout out, like I said, to my frat, shout out to some of the people that have looked out for me in this venture. So that's basically the best advice I can give at this point.
That's what's up. Hey, patience is a virtue, y'all.
Yes,
y'all
it
need
is.
patience because y'all be rushing through, man. Don't rush to be grown. Drive slow, homie. You heard Kanye. So listen, y'all. Patience. I can't stress it enough. But this is Hustle and Humor podcast. We out here running it up. We're gonna make sure we're gonna give you our humor, but at the same time, you gotta. We're gonna make sure we give you the hustle. But at the same time, you gotta understand. You gotta laugh through the difficult times because entrepreneurship is not gonna be easy. So you said patience. You've gotta have patience. Any last words you want to give? Anything you got coming up? Any events? Let us know what you got coming up and how we can support. And then we good.
Only thing I'm going to do a grand opening the first week of September for my business. So if you want to stop by the business and kind of take a look at it and kind of see what we do. Not necessarily. Hopefully you don't need my services, but if you want to at least get that out there. I'm kind of hoping that I can push some of the younger people to come and see what I do, just so they can see that this is an option for a career. So
I love it.
Yep.
I love it. How many times will an entrepreneur come tell you, listen, I hope you don't need my services?
Yeah.
That sounds crazy, right? But we hope you don't need his services. But if you do find yourself in that jam, if you had just a little bit too much to drink and you get pulled over and you get hit with that DUI, you got our brother here to maybe help you get out of that jam. And make sure y'all tap in, all right? So we'll make sure we run his Facebook page up on the socials. Anything else that you need. But this is Hustle and Humor, CEO Brother Henry. We out.